Talk to me about if you were designing the A team of support. So I'm starting a new business and I've got a business plan and I'm getting started. Who are the who are the players that I need on my A team to support me on this journey? Who would we ideally have on our A team, and what are their sort of roles as you see them?
From a biased perspective, having a good financial planner on board is key. And the reason why that's important is that we tend to take, and not taking a dig at the accountants, but we take a forward planning view. Whereas generally speaking, people don't necessarily see their accountant until the end of the financial year or the start of the new financial year, and they look backwards. So we help to strategize and look forward and plan ahead of what everything we've just talked about. So knowing what the goals are, knowing everything that we're looking ahead. Now, obviously, you're going to need your accountant on board as well to help from the tax perspective, and they're going to help make sure that you've got the right tax structure in place, help with deductions and all the understanding on the tax side. We usually find, and it's a bit of a tricky one, I'm not sure if you see it as well, but the difference between the bookkeeper and an accountant. A lot of people just think that it's just bundled up into one, and it's like, okay, my accountant does all that for me. But it's asking that question of, if you are going to work with an accountant, are they also your bookkeeper, or do we hire someone separately as well? And I think having the right bookkeeper on board from day one, while it obviously is an expense, can be really important, because they should be able to save you their fee tenfold of doing it right. We usually find that it's not until year two or halfway through year one that people realize that, okay, this thing is getting out of hand and we haven't done this properly, or it's not till they do their first tax return that they haven't saved the right amount of tax. So having a bookkeeper on board should be able to help you do that, to understand the cash flow and take care of the thing that I find, and I'm sure you do as well, that most business owners hate dealing with books or just don't understand it. So getting someone on board for that as quick as possible would be my suggestion.
And then maybe having a lawyer one way or another, just to be aware of the contracts that you might be entering into as well.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously that's going to depend on the type of business you're in, but it is an expense up front, can potentially save you thousands, tens of thousands of dollars if you do it right. And I think it's something that I see. It was actually a conversation I had a couple of episodes ago with the Elopement Collective, and her recommendation was having a good lawyer is important, because you can't just copy and paste legal templates from Google, which she realized that it was US law, not Australian law, that she was doing the contracts in. So she said, to something like that, where when you are dealing with clients, small, big, medium, large, whatever it is, having the right contracts in place, which a lawyer can help you with, is obviously going to save you a lot of potential heartache. But again, it's something like, okay, I've got a small business. I don't need a lawyer. Lawyers are only for billionaires and millionaires. But I think, yeah, that's very important.